Okay, you're being recorded now. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Island of Cumbria Tourist Association Annual General Meeting, Chairperson's Report by myself, Scott Ferris. Thanks very much to all who have attended today. Sunny evening here in Cumbria. Excuse if we do end up with any barking. As previously mentioned prior to the recording, we have got a new dog in the house and he is a little bit barky. In this Chairperson's Report, we will do a review of 2019-2020. We were fortunate enough about a year and a half ago to have a visit from Caledonian University, who did a tourism student review. These were all university tourism, hospitality and tourism students. They were in their third year, and this was for qualifications within the course. We'll go through tourism statistics, welcome to the new businesses, welcome to new owners, the cars that's going on throughout the town, events and advertising. So again, thanks to all who've joined the meeting. First of all, I think throughout the last couple of years, it's very prevalent to mention that communication between the groups on the islands has increased. The likes of CCC attending quite a lot of the Tourist Association meetings, albeit in person or via Zoom. CCDC and the Ferry Users Group working in unison with IOCTA, discussing different ideas, and certainly to discuss summer 2019. I think it seems that long ago, but 2019, as I recollect, was a good year. However, predominantly sunny throughout the day and started raining in the mid-afternoon, which kind of encouraged people to leave early, but that meant that your day trip statistics were probably lower financially for a lot of businesses who relied on late afternoon and evening tourism. Winter 2019, as we were all aware, the discussion regarding a word or a sentence that's become in COVID-19 was on the cards in winter 2019, as was probably the most stormy time as I can recall, and certainly my time of being on the island. We seemed to be storm after storm after storm. After coming out of 2019 into summer of which we had, summer 2020, unfortunately coming out of lockdown in July of 2020 was a challenging time for all. We'd missed out a huge amount of trade throughout after going into lockdown a couple of weeks before Easter in March. Shutting down again in the end of October, began to head towards another lockdown for winter, which did come in, I believe, in the end of December. Forecast for the season ahead, I can only be positive. From every discussion I've had with destination management organisations from like Muck, Rum, Arran, Bute, Colonsay, all these different islands who we are in regular discussions with. I do a regular Zoom meeting every second Monday of the month with all these islands to discuss what we see will be happening and where we see the seasons going. Visit Scotland and the COIG are forecasting a huge uplift in coastal holidays, families looking for away days where events are close to home, safe, outdoor, beaches and sands are great as well. So as you can tell, that lends itself spectacularly to our beautiful island. Moving on now, this is the Glasgow Caledonian University Tourism Review. Within this, we will send it out to you. There is a common theme. I've taken 2 slides from, I think, about 9 or 10 reviews. Each one of them have a very similar strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat slide, which is our strengths are local, wonderful natural assets, good transport links, community appeal, which is true, you know. Very rarely do you go to a location now, certainly the further south you go, the less likely it is, where people look you in the eye and say good morning, good afternoon, good day to you. Whatever it is, walking along the front street makes people feel welcome. Focusing on opportunities, obviously there is chances to, and this was a year and a half ago again, this information came in, and it has been since then that there is a collaboration with other destinations. We are discussing certainly with other islands, and I know certainly there's areas within our businesses on the island who are in discussions with multiple other locations as well to promote tourism to the island, not only for the summer period, but throughout the year as well. Our threats and our weaknesses have come from accommodation. However, FSC is now opened up to bed and breakfast, which creates a huge amount of opportunity there. There is discussions, obviously, around the Cumbrae Wave that there will be more accommodation there, but that again is still to be founded. Lack of an online presence is quite obvious, quite a big standing one. We have millport.org. However, the title of millport.org is very focused solely on the town of Millport rather than the island of Cumbrae. And as such, kind of movements have been put in place to try and tackle this weakness. We'll move on to the next slide. Passenger traffic to Cumbrae, very interesting to see throughout the last 4 years, 2020 back to 2017, the carrying statistics that kind of prove, if nothing else, it does even itself out over a year ordinarily. Across 2017, 745,000 trips back and forth. So divide that by two, you're 372,000 people visited the island. In 2018, 793. So you're the best part of 400,000 people. Similarly, again in 2019. You can see the spikes in 2019 where the weather hit us early in March, which was great. A huge, and nearly plus 50% on 2018, the year before. However, what it does show from January through to August, or certainly January through to July of 2020, the catastrophic effect that COVID-19 had on tourism to the island. January, February, March, because of the threat, clearly reduces the traffic to the island. Once we hit lockdown, there are nearly 5,000 people, which is 2,500 trips. Suffice to say that will only be essential workers and essential travel at that stage because everybody was advised not to travel. What I do want to focus on though is from July onwards, and as far as nowhere near in July, the years before, when you start looking at August, September, October, November, and even December, the numbers are down, not too dramatically. If you focus on 2018, we are only 9,000, which is 4,500 trips shy of the year before. Similarly, with the other months, they are only around about 4,000 trips shy per month, which has not a major has had a major impact, but considering the ferry was constrained to 30% of passenger traffic, I know Cal might get a hard time, but you can't say anything else other than how positive they must have done throughout that time and the desire that was there for people to come over. What might surprise everybody is the vehicle traffic, or it won't surprise everybody, I do apologise, but what it will show to everybody is that because foot passengers couldn't come over, vehicle traffic increased dramatically. For the same period in August, September, October of 2020, the carrying statistics were actually more than sometimes up to 3,000, which is 1,500 vehicles in a month were brought over, showing the extreme desire of people to get out and about. Hopefully with this year, with the distance between passengers being reduced to around about 1 metre, and of course the greater frequency of the ferries, the new timetable has been put out showing a 15-minute ferry service from the 26th of April. Whether or not they maintain that on days where it's quiet is to be seen. However, the new timetable has been released. At a glance, 2020, passenger carrying was at 57% of the previous year, and vehicle carrying was at 90% of the previous year. Again, bear in mind, only 30% of the foot passengers were allowed on the ferry at a time. 2020 in total, we were around about averaging 55% on previous years and 75% on previous years of the tourism to the island. New businesses in 2019-2020, because had been Cumbria Yarns, Zero Waste Millport. I did forget to change that. Julia told me it's going to be changed, the title slightly. Millport Storage Solutions, which has been doing great. Island of Cumbria Gin Distillers, we can't forget you guys. Huge social media presence. Millport Plant Hire, the Barbers along near Caldwell's, and Gio's Pizza and Pasta. New owners to the island as well. You have Fintry Bay, Dancing Midge, Cumbria Laundry, Webb's, On Your Bike, The Pier, The Tavern Bar, Dalton's, Crocodile Chippy, and the restaurant at Millport Golf. The restaurant at Millport Golf Club has announced since then as well there is a new runner of the bar, new licensee, Ashley Bryson, has been stepped into there. So all positive. I'm struggling to think of a shop that is not being utilised on the front street or is being prepared to be utilised over the oncoming year, which again shows great positivity on the island for tourism. Another huge positive for the island is the car scheme, Historic and Environmental Scotland. Shops that have taken up this so far have been the Deep Sea, Pots and Pets, Marina Salon, the Sweet Shop, Cumbria Yarns, Fraser's Bar, Mapes of Millport, Cumbria Forum, Crocodile, and the Cumbria Pharmacy. I'm aware there's been challenges, COVID being one, the buildings having been in such disrepair for quite a lot of time, not mentioning anybody, but certainly Mapes of Millport was in a bit of a state before it was looked at by the CARS scheme. However, the shops all look really nice, all very much following a similar theme, and I think does a lot for the front street currently. The events of 2019 saw, sadly, our two secret, not so secret, Padella Light elves, Donald Patrick and Donald Campbell, retiring from duty after a number of years. We do need assistance in this moving forward. It does take a lot of work to do this, and an area where you can safely melt wax and pour them in. So we are looking for anybody who can contribute. Please, if you are interested, pop your name forward. The Yuletide weekend is obviously assisted as well, as was Welcome to Cumbria back in 2019 and quite a few other events. 2020, sadly, all events were cancelled. And 2021, we're waiting to see what we can do. We had wanted to open up in Easter with a big welcome to the island. However, we are still constrained and unable to do so. Website and social media, as discussed previously, that one of the weaknesses that was found about the island was the social media and the website. What we've carried out since then is changed it to, we have millport.org still running, but we have visitcumbria.co.com running as well. If you click on visitcumbria.com, you essentially just get transported through to millport.org, but it does tie us in with Visit Arran, Visit Bute, Visit Scotland, and all the well-known tourist locations. It does also cover off the are we Cumbria or are we Millport mentality. Most people believe they arrive in Millport at the ferry slip. Difficult to re-educate. However, if people are looking for a visit or looking for the island of Cumbria, Visit Cumbria does do it. Obviously, what's on Millport is a page ran by administrators. Some are islanders, some are not, and it is not one that is owned by the Tourist Association. As a result of that, we decided to implement @Visit Cumbria on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to try and increase the usage of Island of Cumbria hashtags, of which there's 1,000 currently, hashtag Cumbria 5,000 and hashtag Millport 100 plus. We are increasing our numbers to those sites with over 1,000 currently on Visit Cumbria Facebook, and I think aiming to get higher up as we go. It is a work in progress, but everything does grow over time. Mapes was taken over with 900 and we have nearly 4,000 now over a 3-year period. what's on Millport has been running for about 6 or 7 years, hence the numbers. We've tapped into the generosity of Millport photos and videos to promote the places as well, as they have over 5,000 unique visitors as well. Positives for visitcumbery.com and millport.org is that directory numbers are up. I think we have over 44 businesses happily listing their numbers on there. Traffic to the site is up, 32,000 unique visitors per month. Again, this is all being tracked by Google Analytics. It is removing all of the dross, which is not correct visitors. We have had paid advertising go up. As of emails out this year, we are losing a couple of advertisers from the site. However, we are gaining a couple of advertisers to the site. If we can keep numbers the way they are, things will be fine. We're aiming to introduce a social events calendar for the island for everything from IOCTA meetings through to the likes of Millport Country Music Festival to put their advertisements on, through to the Gardening Club having their meetings, so on and so forth. Throughout the year 2019, we created new maps in a smaller format, removing the businesses from the side. Means there's no revenue stream incoming, but it means that the map don't go out of date as soon as we print it. Unfortunately, we were printing off maps and businesses were changing hands, changing names, or being moved, and it was becoming more and more difficult to maintain that. Handouts were there for the September weekend as well, and as well as one of the other weekends, which were received very well. We have been working with Business Gateway and continue to do so. We had a video editing course set up throughout 2019, which was attended by quite a few and positive feedback given. Due to COVID-19, fees were deferred for 2020. We never took any money. Sorry, that's Pablo. We never took any money in 2020 and have just started sending out and receiving our fees for joining our IOCTA membership, and also the fees for our website to show case your property or your business on. Here's an idea of page usage. The ones with grey, I couldn't find platinum, but we put platinum beside it. They are the 7 businesses that have platinum membership, and all of them feature in the top 20 of the pages hit by visitors. As you can see, Millport Country Music Festival, an advert was put on, 953 unique visits to that page alone. The What's On page has had 1,730. Millport Holiday Park, bus information, gives you a good breakdown on where we are. We're still missing quite a few pages, pictures for the gallery, which I think will increase traffic there. But as you can see as well, advertising, the website, 313 people have been interested in how to advertise. So that's the end of my report. Thanks for listening. And if you have any questions, I'll happily answer them now.